Meet Shirin. He bought this completely rundown flat.
The brickwork was very, very bad.
He completely transformed it and put it on the market.
He's just been listed on Friday.
And tried making a profit.
He had to accept an offer which was lower.
Here's what he did step by step and the actual results, starting with the property transformation. What was the reason for picking this particular property?
This was one that required extensive work that needed to be done. So it was quite dilapidated when it was bought. When I mean dilapidated, I think it needed a new roof. There was some works that the downstairs has done, which wasn't done to right standard, and also there was a claim on a building insurance.
So this room we're in currently, this was the original living room, I'm assuming?
Yeah, correct.
So what was the condition of this room when you had bought it?
It was a fairly good condition, but again, it needed updating. When I viewed this property, I looked at the size and thought, great. So what I decided to do is bring the kitchen, which was at the back, to here. And we've kept the Victorian features going throughout the property, which I wanted to do, being a Victorian house.
So this property, how much did it come on the market for and how much did you then end up buying it for?
Sure, so the property was on the market for 210.
Having taken my builders back into the property, the actual cost of doing the works was a lot more than anticipated. So through that process, we negotiated how much it would actually cost to get this back to the correct standard. And then there was the negotiation on the claim. So there is a risk element with that.
Of course, I managed to negotiate it down from 210 to 152.
So what was this room before?
So this was the kitchen. So you had the kitchen along here. We had a window here. There's actually a double window here.
Okay.
We took some of the space for the bathroom, I'll show you in a second, to make this room a bit smaller because we don't need it as big. We had a boiler which was positioned in this location, which we also moved. The walls needed everything doing to it. So actually when we took it down, the brickwork was very, very bad. So the roofing, which was above here, it was kind of sagging. We didn't actually have any chimney joists being supported. So a lot of things that were uncovered when we took everything down. But this was actually a new roof that we've done.
So in terms of the strategy, the living room essentially became the open plan living room and the kitchen became the second bedroom. So the property went from being a one bedroom into a two bedroom.
So this is the bathroom. So we've angled the door to create a bit more space for you to walk in and for the door to open. But the doors were very, very small. It was almost like a Juliet door, which was very small to enter. The bathroom, we finished it. As I said, we took the space here. We took away the double window and left one window. And the window that was here for the bathroom, we just blocked it off. That allowed us to create almost like a wet room. There's a lot more room than it was before to walk around. Completely rechanged the whole look of this place.
What was the biggest challenge with a project like this?
The road being closed off, so Thames Water needed to work on the road. So having deliveries was a big issue.
Right.
So you had to get them parked at the bottom of the road, bring all the materials in. That also led to delays with materials coming on site and builders finding parking. You then had the issue with the downstairs needing consent from them because we had to go to the party wall.
We actually had a tin scaffold up, so that was another issue with this property.
We needed permission from the next door neighbour. Without scaffolding, we couldn't do the actual building work at the back.
You can go on many courses, you can read as many books, but ultimately the experience of finding something, when I saw this and went through it and you were like, yeah, great, tick, tick, tick. So it's all those little finer details to give you that confidence.
So I'm assuming this was the original bedroom.
Yeah, this was the original bedroom.
What was the condition like of this room?
It wasn't too bad, it just looked very old. We did get rid of his chimney stacks. The lounge and the bedroom had chimney stacks. That gave us a lot more space. The actual walls had lath and plaster, so very old Victorian type. So removing all of that, going back down to the actual joist, we redid the joist as well. One of the things that it didn't actually have was any insulation under the floorboards or even in the loft to make sure that it's very insulated. Sound block that as well because we've got the kitchen on the other side to reduce the noise.
Right.
And the same with the bathroom as well. Sound block that to ensure that if anyone's sleeping and someone's having a shower.
The windows in here, are these all new in the entire property or are they were they like this before? Because they look in pretty good condition.
What we did do is we just made sure we gave it a good scrub and a clean. But yeah, these are the original windows of the house.
Fine. So now that this is done, you bought this for 152.
Yeah.
What were some of the other costs in terms of the stamp duty, the refurb, the legals?
Sure, so 152 was the purchase price. The agent fees were probably around about £8,000.
This is because you were buying this through modern auction.
Correct. So with modern day auction, I think it's a 4.5% is what the fees
Off
are.
the purchase price.
Off the purchase price. Stamp duty being at 152 as an additional rate taxpayer, along with building control, structural engineer, about £5,000. The build cost has been a total of £65,000. Another £10,000 for the sale, for the purchase, and the estate agency cost.
So this is 240 all in to buy the 1-bedroom flat and turn it into a 2-bedroom flat.
Yeah.
You've now at this moment in time had the valuation.
We have had a valuation.
Okay.
The property's just been listed on Friday. It's been marketed for 375.
If you were to rent this out, any rough idea in terms of what you would get as a 2-bedroom rental? Or
Between £1,800 and £2,000, just because of the spec it's been done to.
any indication of how much money you would make on a monthly basis?
The mortgage is at a rate of 5 to 5.5. It would win about 900 to 1,000. I would make £800 a month.
Less any maintenance costs, management fees and those sort of areas, which is very healthy. Okay, so last time we met, you had just listed it on the market at that point for 375. Did you get the price you expected?
So we listed at 375. We ended up putting the property on the market during holiday season, which notoriously is very slow for selling the property. We needed to sell very quickly because we wanted to move on to our next project. So when it was sold during the holiday months of July and August, we had to accept an offer which was lower. We expected 375, but we sold it for 350. But we ended up still making a good profit at £110,000. So I was happy with that.